There's been a lot of discussion about the impact on climate from grazing animals, from cattle and sheep, ruminant animals. And in 2019, when this reached a peak, we felt that the only way to address that whole discussion about whether our cattle were a positive impact on our farm was to do a carbon audit. So we did that, and what we found was that we were storing 10 times more carbon than we were emitting as a whole. And that was really exciting. Slightly surprising. I thought we might be about break even, but it was really exciting to find that we were actually storing 10 times more carbon. So where does that come from? To start with, we looked at the emissions, and indeed 73% of the emissions from the farm do come from the cattle. And then we were looking at the woodland and the field margins where the permanent crops were to see what sort of carbon we're storing on the farm. I think we found that we were storing about 75% of our emissions just from those sources. And the only other sink for carbon on the farm would be the soil. And fortunately, since we started organic conversion in 1998, we'd been doing soil samples over the whole farm. So I used that data to analyse what was over a 20-year period, how much the soil organic matter had changed. What we found is we'd essentially doubled our soil organic matter. And that was as much carbon per annum, this is, every year, than we were emitting. We didn't set out to store carbon in the soil. What we did was we set out to create as much life in the soil as possible, because I was convinced that having more soil organisms was going to make the soil work better, to function better, and it does. So it's not about producing quantity, it's about producing food that's full of nutrients. We may have a lower yield, but the quality of the food will be higher. As Lady Eve Balfour said, it's indivisible, the health from our soil to the planet, through the whole production process, through the whole process of life. If we have healthy plants, that will produce healthy animals and we'll be healthy.